Let's wake up to makeup. Hello everyone, I'm Sarah from Everyday Starlet. Welcome to my channel. I make videos to inspire you to be the star of your own life. I am kind of doing a throwback. I am going to do a makeup tutorial. I'm going to share with you my clean beauty makeup favorites. I haven't done a makeup tutorial in a really long time, so I'm probably really rusty. I've had a lot of people request updates on my beauty routines. The past few years, I'd say like 4 years, I've been really focused on trying to clean up my beauty products. I just filmed a video about my skincare products, so that was highly requested. So if that's not up now, it'll be up soon. So I wanted to share with you kind of my updated clean makeup routine. So I'm a little out of practice when it comes to doing makeup tutorials, so bear with me. I'm gonna start, I actually don't use primer anymore. I just found I didn't need it. I actually been using the Beauty Care Naturals Second Skin Color Match Foundation. Little backstory, if you've been following me for a while, you know this, but if you're relatively new to my content, welcome. But I used to be a really intense beauty blogger. And I went on like a quest to find like the best makeup products ever. So I have a ton of makeup reviews and a ton of like makeup testing and all kinds of stuff. And I found the products that I thought were the absolute best. Some companies don't make them anymore because that's what companies like to do. They always want you buying something new. But also I realized that I wanted to really focus more on clean beauty products. So as much as I had spent so much time finding the makeup products that I loved, I decided that I really wanted to clean everything up and focus more on clean beauty. Now clean beauty, a lot of clean beauty products or products that are labeled as clean beauty aren't necessarily perfect, but they're going to be better than, you know, some of the other products that are out there. So I went on a quest to try to find things that were as good as the non-clean beauty products that I fell in love with. Not everything is perfect. This Beauty Care Naturals foundation I do really love because I love liquid foundation. I love that it's light. It's not quite as full coverage as I would like it to be, but I do find it's pretty easy to layer. So sometimes if I feel like I need a lot more coverage, I'll do like a second round. They're actually pretty good about, you can actually just like email them and ask them for advice about color matching and stuff. So yeah, I've been really enjoying this foundation. It's lightweight, doesn't feel heavy on my skin, but I think it gives me enough coverage to just like even out my skin. So yeah, I've been really liking this. As far as I know, you can only get this like off their website specifically, but they do have a pretty good range of products. I have not found anything that matches the BeautyBlender. I kind of had stopped looking around, but I've tried a lot of cheaper makeup sponges, and I don't know what it is that they do with this BeautyBlender, but I just can't find anything else that works as well, so I just stick with that. I used to be like the concealer queen. I had like a concealer routine that I loved. I was using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and then I wanted to switch to more clean beauty. I have, and I think this is just hereditary because I've always had them. It doesn't matter how much sleep I have, it doesn't matter what health I'm in or anything. I just have like dark shadows under my skin, and it's not super easy for me to cover them up. They're kind of just always there, and there's a lot of techniques that I've seen people use to like cover up dark circles and darkness under the eyes, and a lot of it just makes my face look really like puffy, and I don't like the look. So I find using like a peach colored concealer kind of tones down the blue tones. This is actually the CoverFX Correct Stick in Shell. It just kind of like brightens under the eye a little bit, but I find if I do anything that's like too brightening, like this looks like crazy right now, it'll look better when I blend it in. I know a lot of people use like super white powder under the eyes, and like more power to you if you like that. It just really hasn't worked for me. And then as far as like regular concealer goes, I've been liking the Kosas, I'm not sure how you say that. I've been liking a lot of their products. This is their concealer, and I found that this has pretty good coverage. I'm picky about my concealers, and I'll just say this one has worked pretty well for me. Blend everything together. See, I look a lot less crazy. And that's always the goal, for me to look less crazy. I don't do a lot to my brows anymore. I'm kind of feeling like, I don't know, I'm kind of tempted to get them laminated. I know that's probably not a clean beauty thing, but if any of you guys have gotten brow lamination and you have any opinions about it, let me know. I'm considering it. This is actually the Kosas Brow Pop. I like that it has the little comb on the end. I don't really do that much to it. I'm kind of just, my brows have gotten so kind of uneven over the years from like what I've done to them and what I've had them done to with other things and stuff. So my brows are not as even, so I honestly don't use a ton of brow products. It's really just to kind of even them out the best that I can. If I need them to like stay in place, if like they're getting really unruly, or I feel like I really need my makeup to last a while, I'll use the Kosas Eyebrow, which is really just like a clear mascara. I don't use this all the time. Like, I mostly put makeup on when I'm filming, so I'm not a lot of like wind or craziness or anything, and so that's just optional for me. I had kind of gotten away from contour for a while, and I kind of decided I wanted to get back into it because I kind of miss contouring my face. So I found the Westman Atelier, I don't know how you pronounce that. I've been using their Face Track contour stick. You know, honestly, with contour and highlight and everything with your face, like, I think you got to do what works for you. The simple rule is anything that you want to like sink in, you want to use the contour. Anything you want to like bring forward, you want to use the highlight. For some reason, I've been getting back into nose contour, and like I've talked about in other videos, I don't really care that much about my nose. Like, my nose is fine. I think contour and highlight's kind of fun to use to play around with, shape your face. I'm not like addicted to it or anything. Like, I'm not like, oh my god, I can't go out without it. And I filmed without it before. Like, I don't really care about it that much. I don't believe makeup is deceptive, because at the end of the day, like, it is what it is. You know when I'm wearing makeup. So when I'm feeling like really extra, I'll go back in with concealer and kind of do a little sharpening of the contour. Just when I'm feeling extra, which, I don't know, it's probably more often than I would like to admit. Again, it's just the areas that you want to bring forward. So like I made the nose narrower on the sides, I'm bringing the middle forward. If that doesn't work for you, no big deal. I'm doing like a little bit of highlighter underneath the line of my contour. And it's just the same concealer that I used under my eyes. Some people might want to go with like a lighter concealer for highlighting, or go with an actual highlighter. Totally up to you. This is just what I do. I really have been loving the Kosas. I know I'm using a lot of their products. They're not sponsoring this. I just like their products. As far as clean beauty products go, I've had good luck with them. I have also used the Ilia as far as liquid. I usually like using kind of like more of a liquid creamy eyeshadow as like a base. I was using the Kosas more of like a bronzy color, but lately I've kind of been loving using more of like a shimmery champagne color on the lid. I kind of feel like these act almost as like a shadow primer, but yet they have color. So that's kind of why I got in the habit of using them. Obviously the color you use will just depend on the look you're going for. I usually like a little bit of a deeper bronze color, and I'll use a deeper bronze color if I'm just putting that on, like just as an eyeshadow, and then I'm gonna go like a very sort of like natural everyday look. But I'm gonna go with something a little bit more sculpted today, so I'm doing actually more of like a light champagne look. I have the colors listed below that I'm using, but honestly I can't read in this lighting, I can't read the tiny print as to what colors they are. So these will all be listed in the description box below. I'm using a tiny beauty blender for this. You could use a regular beauty blender. I have this, so I like to use it to just put my cream eyeshadow on. So I'm going to do some eyeliner. The eyeliner I've been loving is the Beauty Care Naturals liquid liner. The Ilia liquid liner is really good too as far as clean beauty goes. I never thought you were ever gonna get me away from my Stila liquid liner. That's like the ultimate, but I wanted to do clean beauty, so I have not done this on camera in a very long time. So I don't know if I don't think I can do that in the camera lens like I used to do. I don't have that in me, but the technique is the same, and I can't really talk while I'm doing this because I have to concentrate. But like, if you want to learn how to do some kind of a makeup technique, like say liquid liner, my recommendation is like before you go to bed, like before you take your makeup off at the end of the day or something, or before you wash your face at the end of the day, practice. Because you know you're gonna wash off your face anyway, so it doesn't really matter if you mess up. That's the perfect time to like practice a new technique. If you want to learn how to do liquid liner and practice before you're ready to wash your face at the end of the night, just go through, do a little practice, because if you screw up, like, you're gonna wash your face anyway, so it doesn't matter. So that way, like, you're not trying to learn how to do it at a time when you're like gonna leave and see people. And they always say with liquid liner, they should be sisters, not twins. So if you don't get it exactly the same on both sides, don't panic. I'm kind of doing this in a panic now because I can tell that they're about to do road construction outside my house. And I'm trying to do this before the noise starts. Normally I don't like brushing my liquid liner. That's when I start getting some Amy Winehouse action where like my liquid liner takes up my whole face. You know what? When it's close enough, stop. Because it's so easy to get like obsessive. So when you feel like you're like, oh, that's close enough, don't be like, oh, but I could just fit, because no, you're gonna end up with the, oh, but I could do this side a little bit, but I could do, when you feel like it's close enough, stop. I mean, unless you're looking at it and you're just like, oh my god, one is dramatically different than the other, or unless you're a Virgo. Like I have a Virgo stellium in my chart, so sometimes I can get a little crazy. I also always curl my lashes. I miss having a lash lift. I think I'm really gonna get a lash lift soon because I really miss it. Like again, I've been trying to do clean beauty, but I feel like, you know, if most of the stuff that I use is clean, I mean, I bleach my hair, so obviously I'm not completely non-toxic, but you will not get the bleach away from me. That's not happening. Oh, this is the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. Some of you may know I had a favorite mascara that was the greatest mascara in the world. It was a Clarins, and they discontinued it, and I've never found anything nearly as good. So every mascara since then has been a letdown, but I have really liked this Ilia one. I always buy my mascara in minis, and I don't know why this is, but I like the mascara in the minis better than the full size, even if it's the same mascara. I don't know why that is. I'm sure there's some scientific reason for it. It just is what it is. I always, and for one thing, is you should never keep your mascara longer than, I mean, I do. You're supposed to get rid of it every 3 months. I keep it longer than that, but you're not supposed to. But if you can get a mini, get a mini. I swear I think the formulas are better. I don't know why that is, if there's some scientific basis for it. Plus, it encourages you to change your mascara more often, which you should do, because your mascara can build up bacteria and stuff. Sometimes if I find that doing my mascara kind of affects my liner, I'll either go in with a regular liner or I'll go in with the Beauty Care Naturals, like just like pencil liner, just to kind of clean up the waterline. Optional. You can go in with the same liner too if you want. I just find I'm done with the liquid liner. I don't like to pick it up again. Okay, so now I'm going into my powders. I have been obsessed with the Kosas Cloud Set. This is like, I think people say it's actually like a foundation powder in itself. I don't know. I've been loving this. I use a smaller brush. I kind of just use it under my eyes. Sometimes I'll go in more detailed to like sculpt out underneath the line if I feel like I need to clean up under the line a little bit. I don't really put much eye makeup on my lower lash line. That's personal preference. If I'm going for something more dramatic, I might add like maybe even like a brown, just a little bit on the waterline, just to kind of deepen it up a little bit. But in general, I don't tend to. Personal preference for me. I find it closes in my eyes too much. That might be the look you're going for, and that's cool if it is. So I use a bigger brush to brush over my face. This is just kind of like my first layer of powder. Now this is like my full glam routine. Like I would cut out certain things if I was just gonna do like just an everyday thing, although honestly like most everyday I don't really wear makeup, but if I was like gonna go someplace and want to look a little bit more polished, I would do things simpler. I'm just sharing with you kind of my full glam getting ready to film routine. Customize this for however you want. I used to obsess over different eyeshadows. I don't do that anymore. I actually just use a contour powder. I use like the cream in the base, and then I'll use a contour powder. This is the House Labs Powder Sculpt Velvet Bronzer. I've been really liking this, but I've had a hard time finding it, especially in my shade. I'm worried that they're going to discontinue it, and I feel like I just found a contour powder that I like, that is a good shade for me, and I'm a little concerned that they're going to discontinue it. Because I kind of figured like, okay, if I can use this to contour my face, why wouldn't I use it to contour my eyes too? And obviously if I was going to go with a colored look or whatever, but this is just kind of like a basic, simple, neutral eye look, why not, right? Instead of going through and trying to get a specific eyeshadow that's just the right shade, why not use the contour powder? I think I saw someone on TikTok do this, and I was like, that's genius. Why don't I do it? So I do it with just, this is my trusty MAC shadow brush that I use just to kind of give it a little bit of a shade in the crease. And I'll go in with a more detailed brush and just kind of sculpt it out, give it a little bit more detailing. I mean, this is like, again, this is my Virgo stellium being really nitpicky, but, and my Scorpio stellium is the one that needed to have the cat eye. That's, I feel like that's the deal. I have a Scorpio stellium, so I have to do a cat eye. I have a Virgo stellium, so like I get obsessed with getting it right. That's pretty much, that's the story of my birth chart. It's written in the stars. Sometimes if I really get particular, I'll go back over, I don't really obsess over the nose contour that much. I've been doing it more because I kind of like that it gives me a sharper look, but I'll use the narrower brush, and again, it's just in the creases and then along the side, and I usually just kind of like buff that out because I don't like a really noticeable nose contour. It's funny because here I feel like it looks more dramatic, at least when I'm looking at the viewfinder. In the mirror, it doesn't really look that noticeable. I think in person you can't really notice it as much. Lighting. You always got to keep lighting in mind. And I'll use the same contour, and I'll just kind of go over the areas that I contoured, just to kind of go over anything that might have gotten toned down a little bit while I was powdering. Plus the layer of like the cream and then the powder just makes everything last longer. I don't really use the blush. My cheeks are naturally pink, so I don't really use blush. You can if you want to. Not my jam. I have found this highlighter that I really love. It's the RMS Beauty. This is the Fresco Fizz. I've tried a couple different clean beauty highlighters. This is the one that I like the best. And I'm very subtle with it. I used to be like, well, that's not as subtle, but I used to be like really obsessed with highlighters. I'm more subtle now, but just, you know, any place that you think that you might want to add some highlight to. I love the look of the highlighter like on the upper lip, but that does not last on me. It's like gone in 2 seconds. I think because like, especially it's allergy season, so the minute I blow my nose, it's gone. But sometimes I'll even use the highlighter just on like the center of my eye to make it pop a little bit more. Again, it just kind of depends on how extra I'm being that day, which is, you know, I mean, if I'm filming, I might as well be extra. Why the heck not? Okay, I'm wearing hot pink, but I want to do a red lip, I think. So, okay. I use lip liner. I know lip liner is controversial. Some people say don't use it. Some people say do use it. I like the lip liner, so I use it. I either use the Lawless lip liner. I have this is Pink Sand, I think. I'm doing a more neutral lip, but I do love this formula as far as liners go. And this is the Gwen Stefani makeup line. I'm not sure what it's actually called. Gwen Stefani makeup line. This is the Anaheim line. It's the Anaheim line Scarlet Red. I was looking for a red lip liner. This was the one that popped up. So this is what I'm gonna use. I don't like overline dramatically, but I just like shaping the lip and just getting like a defined shape to start. So far the red I've been loving. This is actually again, I don't know how you say Gwen's makeup line. This is her liquid liner, and this is in Original Recipe, a red color. I love her packaging and stuff, and I love the smell. I don't really like scented products. I've been really trying to eliminate scented products. Clean beauty, typically you're not going to use scented products, but I do like the smell of this. This lip color does not go with this robe. Did not think that through. Just go with my nails though. Okay. I blot. Might reapply if I think I need to. I think it's looking okay right now, so I'm not gonna do that now. Sometimes might reapply if I feel like I need to even things out or anything like that. Just a trick to never have makeup on your teeth ever again. Stick your finger in your mouth and close your mouth down. Pull your finger out, and any makeup that would end up on your teeth is now on your hand. It just kind of like cleans out the inside. Make sure your hands are clean before you do it. Those of you who've been following me for a while, you know that I actually competed in like the Next Great Beauty Blogger competition, and that was the makeup tip that got me to the finals. So I didn't win, but so I like to add a gloss over it just to I'm not as into the matte look right now. Bear in mind, this will be super long lasting as a matte liquid liner. The minute you put something over it, like a gloss or something, it makes it less long wearing. But I do think it's longer wearing than like a regular lipstick. So it kind of evens it out, but I still like to add a little bit of a gloss. I'm gonna add the Kosas gloss. I really love the two shades that I have are Malibu, which I'm obsessed with. This over like pretty much any neutral makes it like my neutral shade. I love that because it gives it a little bit more of like a cool tone pink to it. This one is actually in Fruit Juice, which is gonna make this red a little bit pinker, make it clash a little bit less with my robe. Because this red is it's a cool toned red. It's just not quite as cool toned as what I would like a red to be. I just blot again gently. Sometimes you have to reapply because sometimes when you blot, it takes off too much. Just play around with it. This is what I do. I kind of like adding a gloss to it. It gives it some shine, but it also can adjust the color. So if you feel like a color of your liquid lipstick is like maybe a little bit too cool or too warm or something, you can add a gloss to it. It can kind of shift the color and the tone and stuff like that. I had a really hard time finding clean beauty liquid lipsticks, and I just prefer liquid lipsticks over other lipsticks. I love the aesthetic of like a regular lipstick, but liquid lipsticks are just, I just can't wear anything else because they're the only thing that really like lasts on me. I found this brand that I loved. It had really great clean beauty products. I still have some of their stuff. It's Clove and Hallow, but they're discontinued, which frustrates me because they were so good. So I've had some that I've tried. I have used some of the Rose ink. When I use a neutral, I usually use this one, which is the Count the Ways, I think, but I have to add a gloss to it because it's not really my ideal neutral, but it's a pretty decent formula. I have found Gwen's stuff to be a pretty decent formula. I have quite a few. Her like neutrals are a little bit too like 90s mauve for me. It's just not as flattering on my skin tone. The House Labs liquid lip color, I tried this one in Cherry Shine, which I love the color of, but I don't like this formula. I really wish I did because I love the color, but like one thing, the smell is really like a weird chemically smell. The formula just doesn't feel good. I don't know. So it bums me out because I love the color so much. I will sometimes use it like with layering and stuff like that, but I don't love the formula at all. And I will sometimes use like a lip plumper. I didn't think to use it today, but sometimes I'll use like the Lawless. This is Forget the Filler. I have the Lawless like lip mask sometimes that I use like in the evenings and stuff like that. I kind of want to try out more Lawless products because I've been liking what I've been trying. But that gives me a nice kind of like a little bit of a plump before I do my lips. But I didn't think to do it today. I don't think to do it all the time. So yeah, this is my makeup. Would have you note that the beginning of the video, when I had no makeup on compared to now, you know, like when guys say makeup is deception, I don't look like a different person, right? Do I? Like, are you like, oh, wouldn't even recognize you? No, it's just about polishing up things and just adding a little bit of shape and vibrance to the face. But like, you know, I have videos talking about like men and makeup and things like that. So honestly, I'm a big proponent in like, find the makeup that you love, find the makeup look that you love, express yourself with makeup, you know, or not wearing makeup, or whatever it is that you choose to do. Pamela Anderson's doing the no makeup thing. More power to her. If that's what you want to do, great. If you want to wear makeup but you want to do something a little bit cleaner, some of these are, I mean, they're all Sephora. Well, the ones that you can get at Sephora are all clean beauty products, and they're all kind of like a cleaner beauty brand. Don't assume that just because something is labeled clean beauty, it's automatically gonna be clean beauty, but this is kind of the general makeup routine that I do when I'm getting ready to film, or if I was gonna go out to a special occasion or something like that. I might adjust the colors and the shades and stuff like that, you know, if the lipstick or the eyeshadow or something, but like this is kind of my general makeup routine. I will list all the products down below so you can check them out. It's just been a requested video, so I'm not gonna go back to beauty blogging because I'm not really changing products and trying out new products often enough. I just thought I would throw this kind of in as a little bit of a throwback. I had a lot of requests from people to do like an updated like makeup routine. I'll have an updated skincare routine up soon if it's not up already when you're watching this. And then, you know, I'll be back to my regularly scheduled content. All the details are in the description box below. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you join me next time.